Alright, so, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the slight delay, but we're here
Feeling
now with. God damn it. We have a Bizarre versus Instinct going into this. So, the Yanis ban immediately. It looks like Team Bizarre took note of Instinct shenanigans last game. Or, was it last game or game before? I can't remember. I believe it. God, I'm having a memory lapse. But yes, they're getting rid of the Yanis, and Team Instinct going to be responding with the Capri ban. Fairly standard.
Yeah, pretty standard. But the thing, obviously, that it's gonna go ahead and leave open with all this drafting. I mean, the Thor ban. I'd prefer to let Thor get through and ban out somebody like Bologna. I just prefer the Bologna ban personally because I hate playing against Bologna. But SWK is also a very reasonable ban.
Yeah, and with that, Wukong is going to get yeah, he's going to get on the table there. And Neith and Isis are going to be picked up there by Team Instinct. They got a decent amount of team fight just immediately off the bat. And Neith can provide a decent amount using the Unravel. And of course, Isis team fighting King, or Queen in this case. Team Bizarre, though, firing back with their own team fight picks. Ymir making an appearance for the first time today.
Well, that's certainly interesting to start us off with. Now, Ymir hasn't seen as much play just because of how potent in the meta Athena has been and Geb, because they've just been so much of a high priority pick. And the nerfs to Blink directly impacted on towards Ymir as well, because it's his only source of initiation. It's not like he's a Sylvanas that can snare from range, that can hook from range, then slowly sort of trundle up towards you and use your ultimate.
So it looks like Ares was indeed banned. Excuse the slight the misclick there. I imagine we're going to be seeing who's going to be coming up next. If from that's going to replace the Ares as soon as that gets picked, but looks like it's going to be handing over to Team Bizarre for the next banning. Ballona's going to get taken out, and Geb is going to be picked over on Team Instinct. That's going to be the duo lane that I imagine fully filled out.
Yeah, that's an interesting sort of draft as well. Banning away Ares, because the reason that they're banning away Ares from Team Bizarre is because Ymir's already been picked up by them. So there's no super strong counter pick in the lane where you can just go, hey, we're going to stop your cripple and your damage that's going to come out from your chains, as well as your flames and whatnot. That's why Ymir's such a strong counter pick. He's tanky, he scales in the late game so much, he has CC reduction on his ultimate that channels up over the duration of the Ares ultimate. Just a bunch of things. And they also thought, as we are actually seeing with this draft as it comes out, that there would be another Guardian there somewhere, and Athena was left on the table, so it's just like, alright, cover all bases, let's not play against these Ares in lane.
Yeah. They have that Medusa Ymir combo, plus arguably one of the top tier junglers right now. Actually, it could be a Ymir jungle as well. Athena jungle will be more traditional with the Hercules. That's the first time we've seen him today, I want to say, as well. That is actually kind of awesome. Unfortunately, because one of the big things is Team Bizarre banned out one of the biggest anti-heals in the game. Admittedly, Medusa does have anti-heal on her Brutalize. Oh, sorry, not her Brutalize, I can't forget what her name of her dash is. But that has a anti-heal Lacerate, thank you. It has a anti-heal element to it, but at the same time, it's Hercules. He's just going to punch you in the face for it.
It's more the dash. You don't want to be using the Lacerate to remove the proc the anti-heal. That's not its primary use. It's only using that, as a secondary use when you can look to go a bit more aggressive as well. So it's not ever really going to be like that. So, kinda, yeah, but not really. But look at also the other sustain that they have across this comp. There's a lot of it. Neath, high sustain. Obviously, Unravel does that. Isis, circle protections, mitigate wounds coming through from the Hercules as well. But it's just the fact that he's into a Sun Wukong. We need something that's going to deal with a Sun Wukong in lane. They can run the Hades, and it'll hard shove out the Wukong and just put a lot of pressure on him into the early phases of the game. But we just saw in that last game how much Hades can potentially fall off into that mid game, and especially with such a tanky lineup. So what do? Hercules. As soon as they deal with the burst and dump it down on towards him, he tops up. I actually really, really like this pick in this scenario.
Yeah. Also, it's just nice to see Hercules come out in a competitive game. And also, it's nice to see the Ice Giant as well, but I'm personally a little biased towards Hercules. It's always fun to see when you get those pinball moments coming out. And especially considering that Ymir can put up a wall as well, there is the small chance that we could see a potential, what we wouldn't exactly call it friendly fire, but if Ymir put the wall up and it was mistimed, Hercules just bounces a boulder off and gets a free kill.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? It's perfect setup for it. But yeah, I really, really like this draft coming through from Instinct. They've got a lot of pressure, a lot of circle as well. They can fight and they can fight and they can fight, but there's a lot of burst that comes through from the side of Team Bizarre. If they ever find the right pick and eliminate one member instantaneously, fights would actually go significantly in their faction. That's what they're really kind of looking for in Team Instinct. It's just like circle, come towards us, circle, come towards us. It's really, really bursty upfront fights from both sides here, and it's just going to be hero or zero in the fights. So keen for this match.
So yes, we'll be right back. We're going to let the 60-second anti-ghost timer count down. Don't go away, enjoy the music. Bizarre versus Instinct in the semi-finals. Yes, semi-finals, coming up shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and once again we are into our game. It is going to be Team Bizarre versus Team Instinct in your semi-final matchup, coming to you from the first week of the EU Challenger Cup. We're looking for a little bit of aggression right now. Team Instinct, they're a long way forward, but first let's go through the draft's verbosity.
So, coming up from the south, in the blue trust, defending the Titan of Order, we have the Bizarre and Strange, well, Team Bizarre. We have Ayers on the mid lane Agony, or should I say, Swagny. We have Better Than Ayers on the Medusa, teaming up with Dark Yoni King's actually in the jungle. Face punch mere time, folks. We have Etiske teaming up with him as the support Athena, and finally Aox is on the solo lane Bluestone Red Pot Sun Wukong. That's a lot of damage. Speaking of damage, who's on Instinct?
Who's on Instinct and looking to do the damage? It starts off with MoX coming to you live from the duo lane underneath. Wolf Velo Street will be his early laning partner on the Geb. Carino in the mid lane is going to be on the Isis at the jungle role. Ninja Bobat is going to be on the Hunbats. And finally, coming to you all the way from the solo lane, man with a big, big club and the muscles to wield said club. It is going to be Game Hunter on the Hercules.
Yeah, last time we saw Game Hunter, he was on the Guan Yu, and it went fairly well. And he's going to be going for the Hercules this time. It's nice to see these more niche what I would say, quote-unquote, meta, but niche warriors that you don't see too often, and it's always nice to see when, especially people like Guan Yu and the Hercules comes out, because it always makes for more sustained, heavy solo lanes, as we're going to be seeing. I believe that was a split Harpies at the right side.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch what happened to the right side. Harpies. Dark Yodi K, though, in the mid lane, is going to get the first stun to hit his face and start to do a lot of damage as well here from Ninja Bobat as well. So early lane pressure, as expected, should go slightly into the favor of Team Instinct. But look on the right-hand side of things. The red pot doing work for Axios.
Looks like that Sun Wukong Bluestone and then the red power pot. It gives him a max of 87 power. Combine that with the extra 30 damage. He just erased the Hercules. And considering it's in the early game, Hercules doesn't really have that massive, what's my escape? Walking away while spamming the love command at his disposal. So, nice play there by Aox, understanding that he had the early power and really driving the screw into Game Hunter.
Yeah, and look at Game Hunter as well. Wasn't quite level 3, didn't have a second level and a driving strike to clear the wave quickly, didn't have any levels in towards that mitigate wounds. You don't pick it up early unless you're in dire straits, and obviously, just the one in combo. Look at him again! He's already half health! He just got back to this lane!
Oh, this is going to be a fun lane for Game Hunter, I imagine. And that kind of raw power isn't great for a Hercules already, because a Hercules needs to get ahead in lane. to actually do anything in the early game. But over in the duo lane, though, Ayers, better than Ayers, is taking a substantial amount of poke here.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of name confusing because Ayers is in the middle lane as well. Better than Ayers. No mana, no sustain left available to him. He's trying to do what he can. He has at least gone the Death Toll and Devara's Gauntlet's build routes into the Transcendence coming through from the knees, so his auto attacks are at least going to sustain him up for a fair while after, obviously, Neath walks away and stops poking him out of this lane, but they can blink in at the level... no blink, sorry, on the Gab. I was about to say, blink in on the Gab, look for the Cataclysm, look for the kill at level 5 point, but no blink means that that's not going to happen, but still, a lot of pressure.
Notice how, because of the nerfs to blink at an early game level, a lot of tanks in the game, not even support necessarily, but just tanks in general, whether it be jungle, solo, mid, wherever, aren't taking blink that early, as it looks like Velo Street positioning himself for a Cataclysm. Nice one, good. Then the Fear No Evil from outer space is going to send Ayers back to the graveyard with not First Blood, but it's still going to give Team Instinct a nice little confidence boost. Over in the solo lane, Gain Hunter is getting aggressed on here.
Yeah, once again, is going to get a freeze and some Frost Carpet slapped down on towards him. Down goes the Shards of Ice. Do they have the damage? Dunk YoDK definitely has the damage. He's got a Purple Pot start as well, which is still ticking away on him. So double pots over there. That's not healthy for Game Hunter.
Yeah, a bit of frostbite there. But now Carino is taking a good bit of damage as well from Ayers. Right now, Team Bazaar is on the warpath here. They've just rotated for that. They're going to get that right camp pretty much for free, considering that that Carino got poked out so hard he was forced to go back.
Surely they're going to contest this left-hand side of things as well. Tarxie's over here. He's going to look to go aggressive. Does he get that last one? No, it's going to be going to Bobat, but the taunt straight through. He's got no mana left from Bobat. Will at least get the camp, though. So it's a 1-for-1 split at the second set of mid-camps.
Yeah. And for now, let's actually take a look at the build here. There's a stark difference in how both AD carries are building. We see that Ayers on the Medusa is going to be going for a more sustain-heavy style, using the Cursed Gauntlet, which is going to be a Devourer's Gauntlet. Combine that with Death's Toll, he's going to be able to stay in lane a lot longer than Moex can really hope to, because he's gone for the Transcendence. Yes, that's passive mana, he can heal, but that only lasts so long. And with that in mind, in theory, you think on paper, oh, the Medusa's going to get more farm. Apparently not. Well, that probably is due to the fact that Moex does have an assist to his name, and unfortunately Ayers did get taken out there as the second kill of the game. But either way, the build is going to become more prevalent as we get later into the game here, right? Because that kind of early power spike for Moex is going to be pretty heavy, but the Lifesteal could allow Ayers to box better.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the Transcendence as well. It's online just a little bit quicker, a lot more stacks. Already tagging up towards 17... Did he go the 18 stack? No, he didn't go the 18 stack. So Ayers is actually going to catch up a significant amount here. With no minions beating on it, you can confirm the minions are obviously a lot better. But, it's kind of just that mid-game centric. If Neath can make the Transcendence worse, she's got so much more power, because she's already getting advantage coming through from the base mana that she has, looking for a taunt at Tarxie, didn't quite find it. But yeah, it's the base mana advantage. Look in the mid lane.
Dark YoDK gonna get targeted with the Whirlweaver. He's gonna get hit with it, but over the solo warfighting, Game Hunter is gonna get picked off by Aox once again. This Sun Wukong is the bane of Hercules today, considering what he's built. He's got the extra power, and now he's going to be looking for another monkey here. Down comes the Athena of Stiletto to the back of the head. Ninja Bobat will be picking up the kill there, but not before he gets taken out by the shield wall. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade.
Wow, god damn, they were just dumpstering all over Game Hunter on the right-hand side, and then everyone rotates like, we can pick something off the back of this, looking for stun combo. Carino did dodge out of that one. Ayers is now just looking to get the heck out of here, and will do successfully on the right-hand side of things. Look at that. They're just rotating in, they're like, right, we got to defend him. Mid-camps are just about to come up. We might see a little bit of a fight for this next set.
So let's take a step back and look at the Golden XP charts here. So, right now, both of them are in favor of Bazaar. 1.3k, well, no, around 1k XP, 600 gold in favor of Bazaar. But Instinct have an ace in the hole. They have enough big CC.
Actually engaged on the wards wall for Velo Street. Shards Device is down there, really looking to burst off him. Dark UDK does so much damage right now, but now he's got Ninja Boba and Game Hunter rotating around. Game Hunter gets himself back in the game with 1 kill, but Axios is big and he's here.
And both of these teams are now contesting the mids, but there's fighting on both sides of the map here. We're going to concentrate on... Nope, that fight is a bit of a no contest as well. But that's actually a good point to actually mention, well, to display what I was going to say. The AoE of Instinct is going to start overwhelming Bazaar. Bazaar have just objectively more CC. They have the Athena and a Ymir, and also, on top of that, they have the Wukong, who's the king of disruption, basically, in terms of annoyance, and the Medusa with the Stone Gates. But at the same time, Instinct have Circle of Protection, plus Fear No Evil, plus Cataclysm, with, if necessary, a giant boulder they can roll across the enemy team. So, in a place like, say, Gulf Repair, or more importantly, the Fire Giant, as we get towards around the sort of 15 to 20 minute mark, when those fights around those big 2 objectives become a bit more prevalent, that multiple combination of objective secure, heal, and damage is going to cause Bazaar to at least think twice before trying to just go, oh, we got this in the bag, guys, GG, easy.
Just see that on the left-hand side of the things. Obviously, Mo does not want better than hi-rez going back to base at any stage. So, tags him up with a couple of abilities, prevents that. Look at the right-hand side again, though. Down comes the ultimate channel from Neat. They're looking for the Fear No Evil. Does a nice amount on towards Dark UDK. Look at the Cataclysm as well. Axios is a little bit of trouble. He's up on the cloud now. He might heal up. There's a lot of damage being dropped down to Ninja Bobat. He might fall. But not oh. Game Hunter gets one, and now the Spirit Ball. They're going to get Axios as well.
And with that, that's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team Instinct. They might even look for third tier, although NSK and AS probably know better than that. They're just going to be... They're going to try and walk back, unless Wolf of Velo Street decides to do anything funky, but he doesn't have Ultimate online, nor does he have anything like OLO. Over at the left side here, AS has free lane until Moex gets back, so... That's something they're going to need to worry about, because if he gets that level deficit equaled back up, Moex's advantage of having Transcendence is going to start petering off.
Yeah, well, Moex is actually the one that's sitting in the advantage at this point in time. But yeah, again, not for all that much longer. Gets the Warrior Tabi complete, so his casts are going to do a lot more damage, and that's what you want from Neith as well. It's just a better build route for her. We've been seeing a lot more of the Warrior Tabi build route, especially with the return of Hasten Fatalis coming through onto the Hunter builds. Right. Where are we sitting at this current game state? Well, Hercules has actually brought himself back into the game. He's level on items. Absolute level on items. An extra 2 tiers in the teleport means that he's pressured out of lane a lot less often, and he misses a lot less XP than his opponent if he ever dies or gets pressured out of the lane. Game Hunter's just sitting in a really nice spot. SWK is huge spike in the early game. The control is down. Moex is going to get taunted on the left, though.
Oh no, this might be bad, as in comes Dark UDK, try for the freeze, but beautiful use of the Heavenly Agility is going to allow Moex to Scooty Booty his way on out. Over in the solo, though, it's the classic Hercules sub Wukong duel for the ages, using that extra damage coming off of the... Well, the Heart Ward is going to be less and less... Sorry, the Bluestone's going to be less and less prevalent. Over the left side here, Rank, it looks like mid-Harpy is going to be contested.
Yeah, absolutely. Focus on towards Dark UDK. He's the first one to just sort of get peeled out. Gets the Fear No Evil to the face once again. Seems to be very prevalent to copper that one in the back of the head. Seem to almost always focus him out with that one, but everyone gets out safe and sound for now, and no huge team fights to continue going.
Yeah, that fight's just going to kind of fizzle out here. Take a look at the Golden XP now, though. It tells an interesting story. Instinct battling back from the early loss, and now have a pretty sizable Golden XP lead. 1.3k XP, 900k gold. Sorry, 900k, that would be completely silly. But around 1,000 gold to their name. They might actually start proving my point in terms of those big objective fights. We haven't really seen any. There has been no Gulf Hero Fire Giant contests. They might try and go for one soon, because they have the ward coverage. Look around, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, 5 wards. I think I spot here, Rank. I could be wrong on that. But, yeah, there's the pings, Rank. They've got to go for a Gulf Fury at some point.
Yeah, I mean, have a look at the wards though in the inventory from both sides. It's actually even. There's 4 wards sitting in the inventory, but 3 sentries to 2 sentries and 2 standards coming from Instinct. Mo is actually going to have to disengage on the left-hand side of things at this point in time. But the ward coverage coming through from Instinct, they're the ones that have got a lot more ward coverage in all of the right places. So now the ward does get planted down.
Team Instinct are challenging Bazaar. They're not going to go in. They know this is a bait. In comes NSK. There's the Taunt. There's the Athena Medusa feared combination of ultimates. Down comes Athena to try and stop the bleeding. But Dark UDK will pick up Wolf Velas 3 nonetheless. Oh, well, Weaver is going to get blocked by Ayers. Nice use, but he's got to have his flame dash. No, it comes Dark UDK for seconds. He's going to look for Hun Bat. Nice. Well, almost got it, but he got around. Ayers is going to pick up the kill. Green with a nice couple of auto attacks. Moex gets the backflip kill. Onto Dark
That's
UDK.
an achievement.
Yeah, is that actually an achievement?
Yeah, it's called Gymnast, I think.
Oh, today I learned.
Yeah,
so
you get an achievement Gymnast for getting a kill with Nice backflip.
Oh no, don't lazy back. Oh no, if Moex saw that, he could have picked up the kill on Ayers. The lazy back would have been punished, and he might even get punished for his hubris.
Yeah, long way forward, gonna backflip, not gonna kill with it this time. He ain't no Gymnast every single time you do it, Mo, but now Axios has got the beads to dodge the knock-up. He's doing a lot of damage here, but the snare, that's the key factor that keeps him from getting that kill.
Yeah, that was a decent trade for both teams. Each of them got something out of that. It wasn't too great. More importantly, the setup it is slightly in favor of Instinct because they're going to get that right side harpy pretty much for free. Aox was unfortunately not able to grab it with the cudgel. Left side's going to be coming up pretty soon. Hang on, though. Let's take a look at the builds for a second while... Actually, no, we'll talk about that in a second. It looks like Bazaar might go for the rotationary gank onto Harpies, considering that they have the entire team here. They've got to be planning something, because not everyone just roams out of lane for nothing. They've got to be thinking something on their comms. Yeah, Gold Fury is here, rank.
Yeah, down comes the ultimate. Mo's in trouble. He just got absolutely slapped, tickled, and beat on to the end of his days. And now look at Ataxi. He's the one that actually want to get focused. The Fear No Evil doing a lot of damage over there to the Medusa. Finally going to fall down. And Ninja Boban in a lot of trouble as well. Tickle Stick to the back of the head kills him off. Wolf of Velo Street and Carino are going to think better of their attempts at this Gold Tree. But Game Hunter's here on the backside.
Yeah, will that grab it? No, it will not. Bazaar aren't going to get it thanks to Edge coming down from the headlands with the Athena roll. Game Hunter picks up Ayers, and he may try and go for seconds here, but he's going to be forced to retreat out. That's a 3-on-2. Now a 3-on-1 here as Agox is going to pick up his teammates.
Dark UDK actually blinks in behind Game Hunter, who finds the driving strike to get a little bit of distance for himself. He's just buying time, really. If he can get that middle gate wounds back off cooldown, he might be safe, but doesn't come up. Dia's side and a Gold Fury. Team Bazaar in control.
So, Axios, there we go, I pronounced it correctly, apologies, chat, apparently I was pronouncing wrong the entire time. That's a bit of a theme for today, first Spanish names, now this. But, Axios has been doing fairly well in lane, and he has enough of the disruption coming off of this Wukong having a decent lead over his opponent in the solo, to where the Wukong really can't do too much, because Hercules, he needs that lead, and he just can't get it right now. And Game Hunter's known for playing those warriors where he gets a lead, he will stomp you. Literally, in the case of Worlds where he got the pentakill with a mana. So, nice play by Aox. Sorry, I love names. Axios, there we go. Getting that stifled progress on top of Game Hunter enough as to where he wasn't able to steamroll with the Hercules.
And I mean, it's a very, very sort of fall behind comp from Game Hunter. He's not been ahead this game. It's sorry, comp's the wrong word. Very, very rare performance to see from such a high level of player, to see him this far behind in a competitive game. So it's certainly factoring. They were picking the Hercules for him, going, alright, he's going to be able to pluck some guys from us and we're going to be able to set up some kills. Heavy rotations. I don't think he was expecting the red pot and the damage coming out from the Bluestone Pendant in combo. I think that was just insane.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. I expected Bluestone, but not that much of an all-in. And it worked to such a big extent as to just put Game Hunter behind, and that sucks as a solo laner. To be that far behind early engagement here, though, rank, nothing's going to be made of it just yet.
Yeah, it's just fighting over mid Harpy camps. Who really wants to take them away? Axios was looking for some slows. Rainfire, not quite able to do too much. Aim Hunter didn't get it stunned either with the driving strike. But now they're going to fight on top of the circle of protections, and that's the major factor that immediately turns someone in favor of Carino. And now Axios taking to the sky, healing up. He was in a little bit of danger. Gonna dash the heck out of there. And this might be a disengage for the first time from Team Bizarre.
Yeah, Team Bizarre now on the back foot here. Instinct have rallied around where they need to be. Speaking of rallying, Mid Harpy's going to be that location as Spirit Ball is going to connect with a different target than intended. Ao's taking the brunt of that. Look at the chart here for a second. I was about to call someone having an advantage, but it's like no.
So damn close. Down comes the Medusa ultimate. It's the look at me combo that kills off Ninja Boba. Next target. Please line them all up because they're going to go ahead and dive this tower.
And the damage coming off of the tower here, Aox has got to be extremely careful. He has to not really take too much because he has a little bit of physical protection, but not so much as where he's not a god. Carino, though, is getting focused by a Mystical Male doing good chunky, and the Warriors will pick it up. Game Hunter, though, is going to be picking up AOs there in response. That's a 2-for-1 trade, excuse me. Hunbasket's taken out at the same time. Nice.
Game Hunter's got to be super careful here. He's starting to take a lot of damage once again. Axios again trying to get in on that one, but as soon as that regen kicks in, look at the hell just pile back on the Game Hunter. No pluck on Ataxi either. Just not able to make himself as relevant as he'd like this game.
Ha! So, right now, both of these teams are fairly back and forth. I'm surprised towers aren't being pushed as much as they are. I mean, look at it. So, one tower has been pushed in the entire game. That's solo. I'm a little confused as to why there's so much presence around the mid lane, when, while all this is going on, just, pretend, for example, that Axios could just sneak off and try and push a tower or two. Because, yes, being around the team fight is great, but eventually they need to make some progress. Gold Fury's down. Good luck taking Fire Giant right now. And both of these teams just seem to be stalemating so much, nothing is happening. And Instinct are starting to lose that lead they pulled back.
Yeah, just a little bit. They're going to have to be careful. Gold Fury is going to be the... I think it's going to be the crutch that this game might be won or lost on, because the correct fight or a significantly underestimation of how quickly your opponents can burst it down and therefore leave yourself vulnerable to the experience and gold deficit provided, therefore can leave you in a really kind of odd situation. But having said that, you mentioned it, that solo lane tower, it should have been gone. Axios, has been focusing on the opposite side of the map, trying to put something down, trying to make it count towards the left-hand side of things, and so far, yeah, he's made a little bit of an impact, but it's not insane Dark ODK, though.
He's trying to give Isis the cold shoulder, but he misses the ultimate. Down comes the counter ultimate there from Ninja Baba, fearing him into the walls. Game Hunter teleport. He actually will blink in. No, it wasn't teleport. As Elo's been getting caught with multiple hits of the meteors, but shrugging it off like it was nothing. Nice freeze there. He's going to be forcing out the beads. Both teams have fully rotated, and now will be the time for either a Gulf Fury or a bait from the Fury, because Bizarre have that positional advantage on the map.
Yeah, they do, and start to keep your eyes on the back side of this. Bizarre Instinct about to go toe-to-toe with Tarxie's looking for a long way forward. 3-man taunt, that was crucial. Look at the combo down. Axios there for the kill. All that damage is dumped in a tight little circle, but now keep your eyes on towards Carino as he's going to fall over as well. Ayers to pick up that kill, but it was just a 3-man taunt with those bees already gone. Game Hunter's in trouble once again. Yeah.
Oh, down goes the Hercules. Now that Better Than Aos is online, he has that Ichabod, so he's able to drain Game Hunter's power. That is really starting to mess with the Hercules, because he's got boots, he's got the mace, but that mace is literally being turned off because of Ichabod, as Bizarre will pick up a Gold Fury, increasing their lead ever more. At this point, Bizarre are actually in a half-decent position to maybe posture for a Fire Giant if they can secure 1 or 2 more kills once they all go back and buy their items.
I'd say Fire Giant's a little bit out of the question at this point in time, if anyone. of the two teams, Bazaar have got the better potential to take it quicker, just because the damage coming through from Instinct isn't sustained. It's very bursty, it's very combo-y, and better than AO's on Medusa has got some really, really nice sustained damage. And AO's as well, on the Agni as well, sorry, has a lot of sustained damage, more so than most other mid laners. And Axio's not that far out of the question either. So, in terms of being able to tank it, give it over to Team Instinct, but in terms of being able to take it quickly, it's Team Bazaar that'll burn through it a heck of a lot quicker.
Yeah. Now, both teams are posturing for the Fire Giant. Wacky Wave and Flavor Lamp, 2 bads all over the map. I enjoy that. Cool side note, that's my favourite ward. If you want to earn plus points in my book, use that ward skin. Dark ODK delivering a couple love touches, but that's just going to get shielded up by Wolf of Elo Street immediately. Meanwhile, Ayers is split pushing, or better than Ayers is going to be split pushing on the left side here. And Carino might get frozen. No, he's going to Spirit Ball and walk off.
Keep your eyes on the left-hand side of things over here as well, as Mo is actually going to lose his tower out from underneath him. It's better than AO's, does some serious work on towards, and the rest of the team is piling in here. The blink into the taunt means that Mo is in trouble. Doesn't quite get frozen out as well, but he hasn't got much of a health by AO's to confirm that one off, and now the rest of the team starts to pile on in, but the main member is already gone in that knee. They're going to try and do what they can. Down goes the ultimate from Dark ODK, and that'll do a lot of damage, but so does the Pheno Evil.
Down goes Ninja Bobat, better than Ayers on the killing spree. And now Bazaar, they're going to be looking to try and push down this tower. They don't have the Fire Giant buff, but they may not even need it at this point. And if they can try and, you know, in a Cal's dream, get a Phoenix, that's on the perfect side of the map, because that's on the opposite side of the map to the Fire Giant, forcing Instinct to be as far away as possible to try and defend. But Bazaar have so little health right now, and not a lot of healers, or none actually, that if they're not careful, one pull from Game Hunter is going to send Aox or Ayers back to the graveyard.
Yeah, they've got to be super careful here once again, diving underneath this tower. Dark ODK's been tanking it, they switch it off to Axios. Both of the tanky members doing their absolute most, able to take it up a lot longer than normal, but eventually it's Instinct that have the tower advantage. They get the ultimate from Neath as well, looking for Ayers. He's able to get out of there though. Game Hunter still wants to get a little bit closer. Tarxie's around the corner, gotta be careful.
Ah, the cheeky wall by Dark. Wolf of Elo slammed his bumper into it. But Instinct are having none of it. They are going to chase them here, although they're going to get frozen as well. That might have been some bad positional play without wards, because they're just going to get cleaned up, or at least Game Hunter will at least.
Yeah, they had to be careful. Multiple members managed to get based. Actually, it's going to be the Pheno Evil from Bobat looking to try and kill off Medusa. Immediately forced to run away. Ataxi might look for a taunt here. Mo's actually going to finally get a kill in the backsides of these things, but Carino's so low up to the extended fighting now. Look at Wolf of Elo Street. He's going to die off as well. Cataclysm won't be able to keep him alive. Ninja Bobat and Mo are going to be the only two members left alive, and it would severely surprise me if Bazaar don't back heal up and go for the Fire Giant at this point.
I mean, they could go for fire. Ninja Bobat doesn't have his ult, Moex doesn't have her ult, so it will be a high chance, but instead they want to play it safe, don't get greedy, take the thing that is right in front of them, and don't walk into the next room to try and get it without you don't get your dessert until you have your dinner, and that's what they're doing. And with that, they're going to give themselves some nice pressure and the opportunity for a backdoor attempt by either Ayers or Axios, if they want to give them some time to go for a Fire Giant, because Fire Giant has been relatively uncontested in this match.
Yeah, have a look at the mid lane at this point in time. Axios is going to be cleaning out that right-hand side mid camp, so I think he cleaned out the left ones. It might have been Ayers that actually did those. But either way, constant control of the best amounts of experience and gold on this map coming through from Bazaar. They're just pushing their opponents away from it. Yeah, sure, they didn't get the first tower in the solo lane, but hey, they've evened it up everywhere else, and now that tower is actually quite vulnerable for the pushing if they want to get it and then secure the Fire Giant.
Yeah. Right now, oh, hang on. Wolf of Elo Street's going with the breastplate of Valor. If we look at the player damage, most of the people doing the big numbers on Bazaar are mostly physical, yes, but at the same time, wouldn't it be better for him to get cooldown with another item that gives him movement speed, like, say, Winged Blade? Because, yes, he gets protections, yes, he gets the cooldown. The mana isn't going to be too great for Geb. So, I mean, it's a good item. I'm not saying it's bad, just personally, I would have gone for something like the Spirit Robe, which can protect from everyone and not just physicals. Because eventually, Wukong isn't going to be doing that much, enough damage to where he's a threat. He's just going to be annoying, like a fly.
Yeah, down goes the wall, though they focus on towards Game Hunter on the right-hand side of things, trying to dive underneath this almost dead tower. He tosses out the ulti, but it means nothing. Dark ODK's ultimate, not even needed to secure him up. That's how dead Game Hunter was.
And now, Fire Giant attempt, well, half Fire Giant attempt. Two people are going to be leashing it while the rest of us are going to be zoning them out. Instinct know this. They don't have wards, but they see them there. It's going to be happening. They have their AD carry just firing as fast as they can, but because of the double tank nature of Bizarre, they're just going to be able to zone out Instinct so well as where they can't even contest. And now the initiation happens from Bizarre. Axios will pick up Wolf of Elo Street there with the help of his teammates. And maybe it's help. Instead of going to look for the kill, but actually get feared out here, Rank. They're going to want to go for the tower instead. That was
yeah, they're just going to finish off the structures on the mount. I wouldn't be surprised to see them just go straight mid lane, kill off that. Or even go for the Phoenix. At this point, with only 3 alive, there's not a lot to stop them from doing either.
Yeah, Phoenix is under threat here. They have the 25% damage buff of Fire Giant. Oh, Axios does get just shoved into the corner. But the World Weaver is going to connect to Star Really They block it. Etsusuke, meanwhile, is taking a lot of damage. But he has enough regeneration so that he could slip. Nice taunt into the Gorgon stare. Ayers is going to be picking up the kill. Oh my.
That was a lot of damage just dumped on a Carino and Ninja Boba. They couldn't handle it. It's just so much. And Game Hunter, he's died 8 times. 8 deaths out of a team total of 26. He's almost a quarter of his team's deaths.
That isn't exactly the greatest thing to happen in the world, so...
He's got 3 items completed. He's just started working on his 4th. He's so far behind this game.
Now, do we see Gold Fury? I mean... Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. Go to Gold Fury now, after you're safely secured it and gotten the Phoenix on the opposite side of the map. You know, the Phoenix to get, if you want to secure Gold Fury, it's actually on the opposite side of the map to the one that you want to get if you want to secure the next Fire Giant. It's the right-hand side, conveniently secures you up the Gold Fury. Furthest away, pressure on that side of the map.
Yeah, the only reason I asked that was because it seems to be a theme today of teams battling around the Gold Fury. But no one quite gets it. So it's nice to actually be able to see a team push and get it on the first try. Because that was getting... I mean, it's good for fights, but it's a little weird. The Gold Fury just kind of sits there like, does no one want to play with me? I kind of feel lonely right now. All the teams just kind of ignore her. I mean, she's feathery made of gold. Why would you want to ignore her? Although, admittedly, you consider it... Hang on. I spy on my little eye something beginning with 3 male renewals on a single team. Now, I wanted to bring this up in the last match. So, go on.
They're in front, they're ahead, they're getting kills. It's just a great item if you've got the Fire Giant, you're getting kills.
Yeah. I wanted to bring this up last match, but we didn't have the time. Do you think that's due along with Bluestone to get nerfed, Rank?
I think there's going to be some small buffs to healing reduction again. As for nerfs to Male of Renewal, it's filling a niche. I really don't like itemization that ever gives you healing whenever you get a kill, because it's just like, oh, this is super snowball. And because it's such a... You don't ever buy it if you're behind, right? It's just... Yeah, it gives you some okay stats, CDR, health, physical protections, but it's not like it gives you super stats. Dark ODK wants to engage, though.
Yep, in comes the Shard Device. It is going to knock down for liberation, but enough down comes Circle Protection in response to giving damage mitigation and healing. The Phoenix will fall. Gorgon's Gate is going to stone out one member of the enemy team. And now Bizarre are going to be looking to try and finish off or at least posture up for it. They're getting bashed around here by Instinct, so they can't quite get grouped up to go for it properly. It does only have a single Phoenix left to protect the Titan, but it's still enough armor to where without a full push that isn't being CC'd
Ooh, that
constantly, it's going to
Spirit
be hard
Ball
to do.
might single engage
Yeah.
because the amount of damage it just dropped. If they had wards, if they had vision
The
on
wall.
towards these guys that teleport behind, Game Hunter wants to keep fighting this one. Will he die? And again, will this be his 9th death? Or will his team be able to get somewhere near him? They've spotted out Aeos, they've separated him off, but Ataxi's going to come in. He's going to be the front line. Look at the combo! Game Hunter's almost dead once again. Starting to heal up though, with thanks to the mitigate wounds. It's doing a lot for him right now, but the fight continues with Axios on the backline.
Axios avoids the ball by going up into the somersault cloud and gets shockwave anyway. He tried, but unfortunately that early game dominance he was having is no longer a thing, considering that a Geb is online and so is an Isis, so they have the amount of CC protections they have is insane. He can't be diving like that. He isn't gonna be able to do the same things he did to Game Hunter in lane. He has to stick with the same.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, have a look at the map right now. Isis, yeah, sure, she's online, but it's late game. So she's more about that ultimate. If she misses that ultimate, she doesn't get any healing, any damage reduction, and any bonus damage out of that one onto a multiple of members. She's kind of a little bit irrelevant. But the Fire Giant, this next Fire Giant is Spawn. Oh, they've got to be so careful in this mid lane.
Yeah. Two of the Instinct's biggest members in terms of teamfight control may have just gotten ganked, but luckily they had the beat and the Hercules pushed to get away. Bizarre have fully grouped up here, but so have Instinct. And both of them know the inevitable fight is going for the Fire Giant. Dark DDK wants to try and pick someone off. It's not like the old days of Season 1, or even Split 1, excuse me, of Season 2, where Hand of the Gods was mandatory and you had to take support out. You don't have to take anyone out now, so picks are a lot more common on other people, but support will still often be the first target.
With Gold Fury's actually getting incredibly low right here. They need to come in. They've realized the timing. They don't quite get in there. Instinct are not going to get this Fire Giant. Look at Ninja Bobat, though. He's incredibly low already. He's got no mana as well. He can't really fire. And they've just picked on him and made him pay for all of that. Aeos is in the middle of everything. Gets a double kill. Just shreds through that Hercules health bar. And now there's 3 members trying to get away. Circle Protections comes down from Carino.
Well, apparently that particular Circle Protection was so good, it triggered a stasis mode. But, thank God, it actually gives us a second to look at builds. So, Greg, my dear friend, how do you think this is going? This is like an adventure book. It's like, do you go down... It goes down to Corridor A or Corridor B. One of those... I love those old adventure books. But yes, moving back into the game here, we do see that the Jotuns is finally online for Aox, so he has that penetration. He's going mostly tank mode. Do you think that Aox, or Axios, excuse me, there's the correct pronunciation, do you think he's going to keep diving like he is, or do you think he's going to rein that back in and let other people who can do more damage than him do the damage while he is just distracting?
I mean, he's got a lot of damage, obviously, but he's so tanky. He's just doing so much for his team. There's nothing he can... His team can damn well do alone without him right now because of how online he is. 10-3 and 10 Sun Wukong. And he's always all over the opposition backline. That's the crucial factor. He's always just being this big guy that gets in the way. Is that a good thing? Heck yes, it's a good thing. His team requires him to do that at this stage in the game. Why? Because, well, if he's not doing it, then MoX is allowed to hit whoever he wants, Carino is allowed to walk through and hit whoever he wants, and, well, Medusa has just put out so much damage this game as well. Look at her and Aeos doing so much damage. They're killing off the tanks, they're killing off Ninja Bobat, zoning him away, and MoX and Carino have never been able to get in the fights. He is so important, even though he's gone so tanky in his build route. It's all worth it. Jotun's Wrath, yeah, it's 1 damage item, but the amount of damage he's also getting from that Rune Forge Hammer as well, that's just insane, the amount of physical protection he has.
Yeah. That Rune Forge is definitely going to be giving him a lot of value. At the same time, there's a few items and a few strats that they have to strip physical protections on Instinct. They have the... I believe Dispel... I want to say Dispel Magic strips all protections, but gives back... Oh! No, hang on. I forgot you can actually click people now. So let's find out. So, Dispel Magic, it's it's only magical protection. So the only method they have right now of physical protection shred is Executioner. That's literally the only thing they have right now. A Void Shield maybe would help, but Axios is not going to be the prime target. That's going to be people like Ayers, better than Ayers. God, that's still so... I hate that. But those three frontliners Bazaar have is really starting to affect Instinct's teamfight, because they dictate where the fights happen. If Instinct could do that, they could lure people into the Cataclysms, into Circle Protections, into the Fear No Evils, but they just can't do it. So Bazaar right now are in the driver's seat. What can Instinct even do here, Rank? I've got nothing.
Well, unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the replay that we actually get from this game due to some server issues. Obviously, that's just about all we're going to get. And you were just about to say, what does Team Instinct get out of this? What can they do to keep themselves in the game? Turns out they're unable to do much more. Survived about another 3 minutes, pretty much bang on the dot, and then, excuse me, that wound out the end of the game. So Team Bazaar win this one, move on to our best of one grand final. So fantastic job to them. Guys, we're going to take a quick break and see if we can't figure out exactly what's going on, maybe get everything fixed up, hopefully, for our grand final, and then we'll be back to give you all of the lowdown on where everything is going from here.